It is very warm weather outside, and we don't have normally in apartment that we rent. We don't have air conditioner, so I have two ordinary fans that I put on, but it's still very warm in my home. So I decided me to drive out with my scooter, and I drive to the forest, and I find a bench, a sofa to sit on in the shadow. And when I sit there, a spirit come. It was a woman, and she was a little angry at me because I was sitting there and not be home, because she wanted me to recording something she wanted to talk about. And I say to her that I need to have some rest. This is my sphere. This is my space, and I need to could be on my own sometimes and not only be a tool for you in heaven. I need to rest, or else I know it will be that you take over everything and I am away. And so I don't want that. I want it to be a little split between us in that way that I still can be here on earth and do normal things that people on earth are doing, and not only be in heaven and in the spirit. That's very dangerous. That I know is very dangerous. That's how you can be mental sick, by not divide it. So you need to rest sometimes from this. They force the whole time. They push on me because they want me to talk, be their tools to talk to you that listen. And they are very selfish in this way, because they think that I should think like them. That is so very important, to talk to the world about what's going on, both up in heaven and what's going on earth. And they think that I should be like eagle, be like them, very much into talking. But I know that it's dangerous for me to be in that way, that I give up my life for them. I have given my life up to God, but not to the spirits. That's different. God knows when it's time for me to rest, and those spirits that is here, they don't see it in that way that God see it. So I have to teach them also that I need to have a little space. But she was talking to me when I sit in the forest, and she wanted me to recording now when I come back home after relaxing outside. And she wanted me to talk about this double-faced people, those that have there is people that have both God and the devil inside them, and it's a spiritual war going on into them. And I have talking a little about it because my son have this, that he can be very nice person, but then also very evil. And it was for maybe 4 or 5 years ago. We were out and with my grandkids, and we have a nice time in that. In that summer, was it like the devil have stepped away from him for a while, and he was a normal person, and we go and be going and bath in the sea with the kids. And my son, when we were walking to the beach, he told me that he had a voice in him that tell him to do evil things. He said that to me because he was in a good spirit when he was talking to me, and he said that, and he said to me that I tried to take that voice away, and I say that to the voice that I don't want you to speak in my head like you do. He told me that, and I was very happy because he opened up for me and told me this. And when he was about 9-10 years old, we were to the children's psychology. That's make me start to educate me in psychology, because we were to these for children mental institution, and talking to those women that sit there and decide if my son should be into an institution or could be at home. And my boyfriend, my daughter's father, he was with me, and he talked about his view about it. So I was not by myself in talking about the problem with my son. And we were going to this institution because our neighbors, where we live out in like a forest out of town. It was only about 10 family in that village. And they called the social service one neighbors because they give food to my son, and they ask my son, are you not going home to eat? And my son say, I don't get any food at home. So that was a lie. And maybe he said that once when they have like pancakes or something good, they make food that he liked, and he say that because then he could get this food from them. So the neighbors call the social service socials for families, like, and we say it's good that the neighbors call on us because we want to talk about it. want to talk about our problem with him. So they come home to us from the social service, or what its name in English is. And we have this new built house, a 3-floor house, and they expect us to have some little cottage something, but we have 8 rooms in that house. We have a new built house, and my daughter's father, he owned a motorbike store, and it was one of the 10 biggest motorbike store in Sweden. So we were very wealthy, and they didn't know what to do because it was like they were in shame that they come home. They are always 2 people that coming home to people, and they sit and talk. But I say that we can't have it like this with him. And we have going to talking to children mental hospital. We have been there. We go there 3 times in a month, and we have other things to do than only to go there. And one evening when I was by myself with my son, and I have got my daughter, and she was maybe 1 month old. She was very, very young, and she started to screaming, crying upstairs, crying. And of course she was only 1 month, so I have to look at her, what's going on with her. But my son started to don't want me to go and look what's wrong with his little sister. He was 10 years old, and he started to strangle himself. He took a rope and took it around his throat, and I tried to take him and take away that rope, and he only ran away from me, and he was blue in his face. And I was thinking the only way I could do it is when he started to faint, when he dropped down because he can't breathe. And it was evening, it was late in the evening, it was time for him to go to bed. So he was nude because he was on his way to put on night clothes when my daughter started crying. And he dropped the rope, and then he ran out, and it was winter time. So my daughter must have been, when I say winter, my daughter is born in July, so she was 3-4 months old. And he ran out nude in the snow, and then he ran to a neighbor, an old, very old man. And the neighbor took him in, and we have to go and get him nude in our neighbor's house. And then he was on my daughter, and he was talking sexual things about my daughter, and she wondering if I put a pen in between her legs, what will happen. those things, very strange questions. So I could never have him alone with my daughter. I have to always have the eyes on him, what he was doing, and I was on my way to start working, and I couldn't have it like that, and no one understood how much we have to protect our daughter from him. So when they come, the social service will say that we can't have him at home. Say that. That was good. It was this, when I'm talking about this, that sometimes God use the devil to make us make a move. And it was time for us to make a move. We couldn't have it like that, or else he had done some bad things on our daughter and make her maybe be mental sick like he was. So we say to the social service that you have to help us with him. So they place him in a foster home, and it was so stupid done, because they place him almost like to the neighbor. It was about 10 minutes drive between our home and that home he come to. And it was said that he should not have any sister or brother in that home, and they had older children, so that was okay, but they should not have any younger than my son. He was 10 years old, and he come to a family out in a forest, and in that time, maybe today also, they got very much money to take care of a foster child. And then they built up a big house of that money they got from my taking care of my son. And they were out and looking after my son, because he ran away, and he one time he was standing outside a shopping store and say to old women that he could carry home the bag for them, and he stole from them when he was carrying those, and they go frightened also when he was standing and say that he should go with them home. And then it was reported that he drew down his pants and showing and wanking in front of other people. So they didn't have it easy. When he was live in our home, when he was with me to inside the store, he stole things, but he's very smart in his evil things. He stole in the store, but then when he come home, he showing me what he have stolen in the store, and he couldn't understand that I'd be very angry. And one time he had stolen in the store, and we force him to go back with those belongings to this store. And they didn't help us. They say, it's okay that you wanted that and you took it like that. And he got some job from later on, and he got job in that store. So it was not much help for us. And we were thinking he should be in shame for to take back what he has stolen. And so it was impossible to have a family with him inside the family. And those people that took care of him, they have a big house, and then the social service, they give them small children. Then they have forgotten that home should not have small kids, because my son was not kind to small kids. He was not kind to animals, and he was really evil to everything that was lower than him in age, or like animals can't. Most of them can't defend themselves, so he was evil. So I have to look at. We had a cat. I have to look so he didn't do harm the cat also, and so that was impossible. And when we went to the mental institution for children, he sit and say that to them, that I hear voices. He say that spontaneous. It was no one that asked him about it, and those that was listen at us, they start to question him other things. Then they didn't took care of that he was saying, I hear voices, and they and then I be angry. Don't you hear what he is saying? He is saying that he hear voices. I say to them, and then they say to me this, that we can't help children. We don't have that knowledge about children, and when they have mental issues, they say to me. So I'd be very angry at it. So I started to educate me in psychology, and because I wanted to help my son to be free from the mental sickness. And it's sad that he was saying it and no one helped him. And when he was telling me these things, I say that to him, that you have to fight against this, what you hear in your mind, if it tell you to do evil things. I hear voices, but as you can tell, that those voices is kindly. They want our best. They are not evil, but my son's voices is evil voices, telling him to do evil things. So there is a person can have evil voices talking to spirits inside, and another good spirits talking to them. Then is it also that a person have both, and it's switch. It switch is like multi personalities that's going on in their mind, but multi-personality is not the same thing, because there is that it can split in many personalities, but they don't need to be evil, every of these. I live with one in United States, a woman that had, and I have talked about it, that have multi-personalities, and we counted to at least 25 different personalities, and 20 of them was kindly a normal, and some was really nice to us. I live in a house where I was the only woman, but there was 4 men also living in different room in her house, and she was kindly to us sometimes, but then she be very evil sometimes, and she was those men was away. They were never. They were come only to the house when they needed to sleep, so they were not there. But I was there mostly the whole day, and so she, because it was hard for me to walk from her house to look for a solution for me. It was far away from the downtown in Virginia Beach, and so she was on me, and one time she was on her way to kill me, but one man was in his room, and it was almost midnight when she do it, and it was not me screaming, she was screaming at me inside in my face, and hold her hand around my neck to strangle me, and screaming very loudly. So he come out and asked what's going on. So he helped me. He make me not be killed of the devil. And then she wake up of that he come down, this man, to where we were, and she be the devil. Of course, he ran away, he hide, and she was her normal she again, where we never know when she was herself. She had so many different personalities, so it was hard to know who is the real person. But when she was kind of normal person, she said to me that I should take holy water, and she had the holy water in her home, and she said I should go into my bedroom and sprinkle holy water around the room to defend me from evil spirits. She say it was like she knew that she had been evil, but she was not. She didn't know her different personalities, because when she switched over to another person, she always go to bed and say she be so very tired, she want to have a nap, but she was only like laying down in her bed, and then she come up again without have sleeping, and then she was another person. So about 20 was okay to have, but they were acting and talking different. but it was about 5 that was evil. So I come to know that this person have both God and the devil in her. So there is, and how to know that you meet a person that have. I think I start to get help from someone in the spirit. How to know that a person have this double. If they are evil, you can tell they are evil very quick. But those that have both, they the devil hide. He hide, and he steal and kill and lie, do all the negative. So he step back inside that person's mind and body, and wait, and he'll like analyze and find out where is the weakness of you. I'm talking about you that have that person around you, and or else people that are, and they so they hide, step back, and then is the good person is there in for a long time until they know where they can hit you, where your weakness are, or if they have got you, you married this person with double. You marry this person, and that person, in that case, when they be married, or a woman be pregnant with a child to that person that have double, then the devil is coming out. It's like where the limit are, where they're holding back to get to steal from God this person that is a nice person, and they think they have you in their grip because you are pregnant, or that you have married this person, or have done something economic together that is hard to go away from. You have a business together, for example, and then when everything is done, everything is signed on the paper, then this evil person coming through that have waiting for that moment to come, to show the real person. It's not that the good person have disappear. It have been killed, because that evil spirit doesn't need the good spirit anymore. I was talking about in the last episode that a spirit can be killed, and so in those people that have this double, like my son had this, and I can't say that I know. Oh no! So it's come a spirit now. It's me as a person. I can't tell if it will be a victory for that person that have both. If the good spirit will win over the evil spirit. I have not seen it happen. I have seen the evil have win in that kind of person. And most of the time is it that the evil spirit that is in a person, he try to make that person to make a suicide. So he do it in that way because if this person have both evil and good spirit in them, if that evil spirit can make that person to make a suicide, then is it the evil that I win, and that spirit belongs to the devil. This doesn't belong to God, and that is why this woman come today. I think I was feeling like it was my mother or my grandmother that come through and talking to me when I sit in the forest and relax. And they want to help you that have this. It's about to be awake. That to be awake means that you know what's going on. That there is people that going around with this, both multi-personalities, change from person to person, and you don't understand. But yesterday she was saying these things, and today she's saying the opposite. It's because they change their personalities, and that person that they switch to take over, and that person doesn't want this to happen. When the other person want it to happen, so it's a conflict between them. And what I saw in this woman, I was staying with her only 1 month, but I saw all the switch. Then suddenly she have stopped the good to come forward. So she was only evil the whole time then. But she make it very bad to herself because she lied to herself, and that's why the devil wanted to kill herself, what she was doing. But I have checked her up, and she lived today. She still live, but she don't live. I saw that she have changed address many times in a short time. So the devil hunt her very much. And she had a very big house, expensive house. She had a real, I think it was a Porsche or a Jaguar car, a new one. She was very, very wealthy. And now she is down. I don't know about her today, but I can see on her past addresses. Because if I want to check up a person today, do I know that I check up on this family tree? If I know their names and about where they were born, and then I can see those books where they are in, and I have seen her many addresses. So she jump from different. The devil tried to kill her, but she seems not to be killed. So that what I have known about the devil is that in the last days the devil want to kill himself, because he don't want to go into the procedure of when he comes to heaven and God is going to confront him to when God is going to judge him, and he don't want to go there. So the only thing the only weak and mental sick things the devil can do is to kill himself, to make a suicide. That's an easy way out, he think. But he will always face God anyway, whatever he do. I have told you that all spirits are coming up to the heavenly court. Then they will see what's wrong they have done here on earth, and if they cry and repent, God is merciful on them and they let them in. And but there is spirits that doesn't repent. They don't think they have done something wrong, and they will not enter into heaven. So that's what the devil doesn't want to. So it's in this way you that are going in, you that have this thinking of making suicide, it's the devil that forces you. It's the devil that wants to kill himself, that is inside you. You maybe have both of them and have this spiritual war, and you have to make a stand if you want to be on the devil's side, or if you want to be on God's side. The devil's side is only to make a suicide. You kill yourself, but you will never going away from the heavenly court anyway. You can think that you hide yourself by making suicide, but you are going to heaven, and you will face God when he talking to you why you did the suicide, and you have to explain for him why you did it. So that's not an escape, but if you choose God's side, then you have chosen life. If you choose the devil's side, you choose death and go into the heavenly court. If you choose God's side, you have life and you going into the heavenly court, but you will enter in to heaven. If you make a suicide, you never know. You gambling here if you make a suicide. Then, because that will be much if you should be allowed to enter into heaven. But God knows everything about you. So maybe there is some reason why you make so wrong decision. that maybe you have a very much problem in your life. Maybe it started with your childhood that make you be a little mental sick and make you think that you need to make a suicide. And there's many children that do suicide. It's the devil that talking, whispering to them. But you should not. My son tried that to say that, don't talk to me, but he was. But I don't. I think he in some way he didn't really wanted the evil to go away. You need to have the heart for it to go away. You say, that's not me. You say to the one that whisper inside you that do evil things, tell you to do evil things. You say that, no, stop. This is not me. I'm not that kind of person that I go and steal, or I do drugs, or I cut myself, or I do suicide. It's not me. I'm better than that. That's what I was saying when I was drinking. I was heavily drinking. When I was 22 years old, I was drinking very much every day, and one day my boyfriend said that he didn't want to be with me because I was drinking too much. So he broke up, and I was crying very much. And then I say to myself that this is not me. I am better than this. I have been walking nude on the streets, and I have been with many boys when I was drinking very much. I did bad things when I was drinking, and the devil love it. But then when my boyfriend say he didn't want to be with me anymore because I was drinking too much and make a shame of him, and so then I decided to stop drinking, and I said to myself, this is not me. I'm better than this. I don't go there. So I started without any help. It was that the proud I have of myself, my love. I love myself so much, so I say that I am not like that, and I started to cleaning up myself, and that's what you say. You have a decision. You say that to those voices, or if you have many or one voice that tell you to do bad things. You say that I have my own decision. I can make my own decision. I make my own decision to not follow you and not listen at you, because I'm better than what you think I am. So this is goodbye. This is goodbye forever. I'll not go there. I know that you're going to hit me sometimes in my life. You are like a child. You never give up until you really understand. It's stopped now. I'm not going there. You say that to that evil spirit that's try to get you, to make you do bad things. And I think it's what this spirit wanted to say to It's a spirit that has been on me, as you heard. And it's okay because I get this hand that waving, that the spirit is on his way. She is on her way away. Uh, I don't know what she's saying. She says before she leaving, she said, say this, she's saying to me. And then she say, mosu, mosu, like that. Do you know what it is? It's some sign for someone of you that listened. She said, mosmos, mosmos, like that. If you call your mother like that, because she is a mother that was here, and you maybe say mosmos is instead of mother or mom, you say mosmos. So that was for you. I only tell what the spirits are telling me. That was not me. It was someone that wanted to say something for a special person, but it's for everyone to hear it. Thank you for listening. Take care, and God loves you.